Mowbray has turned a toy business into serious business by reducing operating costs and increased speed to market. Zuru is now one of the world's top 10 toy companies. Congratulations, Nick, EY Entrepreneur of the Year for New Zealand.
Hi guys, from Monaco, from the World Entrepreneur of the Year 2019 award ceremony. Today we will be choosing the best entrepreneur in the year. This is Nick Mowbray from New Zealand. He founded an array of companies with the name Zuru. Nick, what is Zuru about? I mean, how did you come up with this strange name?
Yeah, we started when we were really young. When I was 18, I moved to China with my brother. We had a small idea for a toy, and then we've built a toy company. We have about 5,500 employees now, so we've built it to be one of the top 10 toy companies in the world in the last 15 years. And in the last couple of years, we've founded another company called Zuru Edge, which is building new age, disruptive millennial brands in big, stodgy consumer goods categories. So we've launched a nappy brand, Rascal & Friends. We just launched a pet food brand called Noob. We're launching a laundry brand, hair care brand. So we're looking to try and create a 21st century Procter & Gamble. So building brands that are relevant to new audiences with things like transparency, sustainability at their core, brands that are driven by purpose as well as profit. And then our biggest project is Zuru Tech, where we've been working on it for 14 years, and we've designed one of the leading platforms, or architectural platforms, to design a house or a building in perfect realism. We've built it on a gaming engine, and then we're building a factory which is fully automated start to finish, which builds your house and ships and it's assembled on site. So we're going to be solving a big problem and making housing far more affordable all around the world.
I am absolutely blown away by your energy and by your ideas and by the amount of ideas, creativity you put into your companies. You are 33 or 35 right now?
Just turned 34.
34.
A couple of months ago, 3 months ago.
So you are 34, and at that age you have created 3 companies already and disrupted industries, right? You are like
we're very disruptive. With our toy model, we've built a completely disruptive model from start to finish. So we've built all our design, development, engineering, QC, merchandising, finance out of China. And then we started to operate a lot of our own factories, but we went another step further and automated a lot of complex production. So we build all the automation, the software, the robots to automate certain products. In consumer goods, we set up a very disruptive model as well. We were looking at how big brands can no longer lock out challenger brands due to the power of data and analytics and targeted, efficient media. And so the world's changed a lot in the last 6 years. You know, Facebook, Google, all have thousands of data points on every single person, so they know what you like doing. And so you can now use data to target the right audience for different products. So we're building these brands that are relevant. We're using new age media to reach them, and then we're trying to solve the commercial problem of the retailer, where e-commerce and discounters have eroded a lot of margin for retailers. So we're trying to provide brand differentiation. So, and obviously in the building project, we're trying to completely disrupt how buildings are made from start to finish.
Okay, you are talking a lot about your companies, but I'm more interested in you as an entrepreneur. And I will ask you this last question today. Or maybe I will ask you much more later, but right now, the last question. There are so many entrepreneurs in your age, but I don't know anybody who is so successful in your age, or there are hardly any that are so successful. You have won the competition, the national competition. You are the Entrepreneur of the Year and competing here for the title, the World Entrepreneur of the Year. Tell me, what in your personality do you think is different from your peers? What made you so successful in what you do?
I think the number one most important thing for an entrepreneur is you've got to be competitive. And if you're not competitive, you won't be driven. And you have to be driven, you have to want to win. And you also have to be really be able to persevere. It's really hard. It takes a long period of time to become successful. You go through lots of failures, you make so many mistakes you won't even imagine, but you've got to go through that, and you've got to be able to persevere, and you've just got to have this deep desire in you to wake up every morning and want to win.
Okay, Nick, thank you for this great
No problem.
interview.
Nice to meet you.
wish you success
No
today,
worries.
and
Thank you.
yeah, enjoy this evening. I hope you like this video. If yes, give me a thumb up. If not, of course, thumb down. Subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget to hit the bell button in order to get notifications about this video. I invite you to comments. What do you think about this entrepreneur, about the wisdom he has passed to us? What are your thoughts about that, your experiences, maybe your perspective? Share this video with your loved ones, with your friends, how the best entrepreneurs in our world think and act, how to do great, impossible things in business and life. And I talk a little bit about money, about economy. So if you like this video, you will certainly like my other videos. I invite you to watch them. That's it for today from Monaco. I wish you a fantastic day. Let's do something extraordinary today.